What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it already. Here we are at about 15.17 cents. Resting at the low here. Looking for maybe, just maybe, some sort of a weekly double bottom here where we have a low, another low, and then we rip to the upside. It's not looking good, but there's some promise. We haven't dropped through the floor yet, my friends. It is possible. We could see some kind of double bottom pattern here. We could see it playing out, and maybe it's just taking time. I will say it's very uncommon what we're doing right now, right? Oftentimes, when you list on a crypto exchange like Coinbase, what you'll either see is an immediate rip to the upside, and then you dump from there, right? Or you just dump from there. And we've kind of done a bit of both, but we've moved up, we've moved down, and now we're moving sideways. I don't know what to think of this. I feel like we should just stop addressing the Coinbase listing altogether, but keep it in the back of our minds, because that kind of a big exchange, Coinbase, Binance, Bybit, a big exchange listing any crypto, what that does at the very least is it takes away buying pressure, right? Because imagine that coin, that exchange, once this coin on their exchange, they have to acquire it. What do they do when they acquire it? Well, they buy some, or they're given it. Sometimes they're given it, and the price can get artificially pumped up that way as well. But oftentimes they have to acquire it, right? So at the very least, when they stop acquiring it, when they're ready to list, there's no more buying pressure. And that immense buying pressure that was sending the price up can actually now be absent and allow the price to move down. The exchange is effectively selling it to you. So buying pressure gets traded for selling pressure, and that's not a good thing. But it seems to be doing something a little bit different than we normally do so far. So maybe it's just best to keep that in the back of our minds, but not address it all the time. With that in mind, it is possible we could drop through the floor. It's very common, statistically speaking, from any coin to get listed on Coinbase to drop like 60 to 70% on average from their highs. And that was the Coinbase high there. Actually, I think it was up at like 21 cents or something like that. That kind of price would result in a move down to 7 cents or lower. It could happen. It's absolutely possible. But I don't know, man. I feel like we should have gone lower already, and we haven't. We've given all the reasons. We had the lower daily closes down here, and we're just moving sideways. We've had the weekly low close, and we're not doing anything with it yet, at least. I mean, all we've really done, if we look at this on a weekly closing basis here, is we're just finding support. Finding support at prior areas of resistance. That was my daughter. She's cute, man. 15.17 cents right now from a low to a high. With this rejection on the 382 as well, it seems perfect that you'd go down to the golden ratio, down at about 8.3 cents to 6.35 cents, maybe right there in the middle at like 7.1 cents, something like that. That could happen as well. As far as price action goes, it doesn't make the most sense to stop there because you don't really have anything. I guess right here, this kind of holds you up at the base of the zone, kind of. You were stopped there for a few weeks, about a month or so. But really, I like this from a price action perspective. I really do like this area of support here. This is why I bought some, at these areas here. I bought some at 23 cents, and I bought some back here at 21 cents. I think I've done 3 purchases overall. Maybe it's 4. But because of this support. Now, if I'd waited, looking at it now, I don't know if I'd be so keen to buy. I don't know if I would be keen to buy here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you want to buy here, go for it. I think this thing has phenomenal growth, guys. I very much believe that we are about to see prices that are worth more than $1, more than $2. This thing has 10x or more potential in it on this next move. 10x potential is a lot. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I know. I don't know what I'm talking about. It did a 42x last time. So I don't think asking from the lows here to do a 10x, I don't think that's impossible at all, actually. I think you're crazy and you don't know what you're talking about, actually. But the golden, who cares? Maybe neither of us know what we're talking about. Maybe it just moves sideways forever. Maybe it moves down more and then it moves up and then it goes sideways. I don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen with this thing. But would I buy here? That's what I was doing before I got lost in my own shenanigans there. Would I buy here if I had no coins at all? I might DCA here, but at this point, just looking at the charts, being honest, I think I'd probably wait until we're above 20 cents to buy in. I'm the type of person that I don't like to catch a falling knife, so I wouldn't buy here. I'd probably rather wait for it to come up. I'd be happier buying at higher prices once we're confirmed that we're probably not going lower anymore. 20 cents wouldn't be enough to confirm it. Technically, what we need to see on a daily basis is a close above like 23 cents. That's what we need to see. But I'd probably start feeling the FOMO at 20 cents there. 15 cents to 20 cents. That's a decent move there. And it would start to look, it really would start to look like a low, because you'd have this bottom here, and then you'd have another low coming up to this area as well. You have every reason to break through, but if you don't, maybe there's a reason for that. There could be a lot of buy pressure or just a lack of selling pressure. On another note, on that note entirely, even with Coinbase listing over here, I don't think that there's too much selling pressure left in this thing. And what do I know? But I feel like anybody that wanted to get out of this thing, they've had every opportunity to do it, and especially over the past few days. So I'm really happy that I'm not playing the game with this thing. I'm happy that I'm just sitting on my hands, buying and holding, because I have a feeling it might be doing something tricky here, you guys. It might just move on up without us. If you don't hold any. I said without us, I'd be with it, to be completely fair. But finding support here at prior areas of resistance, as long as we're doing that, it's nothing really to get worked up over. It's completely possible that we don't go lower. From a low to a high. What has me bewildered is we've closed below the 886, went back above it, closed back below it with a bearish engulfing candle, and now we're back above it. It's confusing as hell, man. Normally, by this time, you would be going down. But again, my logic here is, when normally you're supposed to do something but you don't, that oftentimes does, not always, but oftentimes it does imply the opposite effect. If normally in a situation like this you should continue going down but you don't, that implies some bullish behavior potentially that's to come. And I wouldn't be surprised in the least if in the next week or two this thing was up above 25 cents, 26 cents, 30 cents or higher. And whenever it does start moving higher, the area that we're expecting from if this is the low, and we don't know if it's the low yet, it's very possible that it's not. We'll talk about the low expectations. I already talked about the low expectations anyway, so we've already got that out of the way. Right? It's like 6.3 to 8.3 cents, somewhere in there. That's the low expectations. But if it is to go higher, and I think it will, $1.37 is the minimum target. Say it with me. Minimum. It's the minimum target that we have. And that would be about a 9x, you guys. That's a 9 from the current price. That's a 9x. Let alone if you did it my way, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you started to just like lay the hammer down once we get above 20 cents, that's still like a 6x, even at 21, 6.5x, even at 21 cents. And that's just the minimum. Minimum. If we go higher to the 1414, it's very likely, oftentimes with the 1414, you do go a little bit through it. You don't stop at it. So something that's on the lines of a 13x, maybe you stop right around $2 just above it or just below it, but around a 13x could be capable. All the way to the 1618, oftentimes you find resistance right at that. So that's the 17x mark from the current price at 15.22 cents. What if you go higher? What if you see more? You're crazy, C-Zar. That's a 27x. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about, man. Well, again, we did a 40x on the last move. That's a 30x there. And I would assume, unlike the last move, we would have a majority of cryptos. This might be the kickoff of the altcoin rally. So whenever I say that we could go here, I'm not just saying that for clicks and views, right? Click it and view it if you want to. Hit the like button while you're at it. But likely, I would think that we at least go somewhere around $1.78 to $2.58. And if we had a exceeded maximum expectation target that we could potentially have, that'd be at like a 30x to maybe even more than that. $4.20, nice little psychological point of resistance there. If you don't know what the significance of 420 is, just look it up. Colorado residents know what I'm talking about. $5.16 would be the maximum target there. Could you go higher? Of course. Could you go through the moon? I mean, maybe. You never know, right? Do you? Probably not. But could it go through the floor? Absolutely, it's possible, but I doubt it. And even if you do drop through here, I don't think that you're going to go below like 6 cents, 6.3 cents, right? That's the low end of what we're expecting. The daily RSI is bullish or bearishly postured, but getting back above the 40 is not a bad thing. I mean, you literally had all the bearish reasonings to go down, and you're not doing it. So that just makes me think maybe you go up, man. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't respect your 40. That's not true. You definitely are showing some respect at it. I don't know though. Maybe what you see instead is you just go up a little bit and then you crash down. I don't know, but if I was to get excited about the upside, what I would depend on is if we close any given day above $23, I would start to get excited that we found our low. Not $23, 23 cents. If we get above 27 cents, 27.5 cents on a daily closing basis, that is very validating, okay? And from there, we'd be looking for targets that are worth multiple dollars likely, okay? I want to do some math real quick. I want to look at Cookie Dow. Cookie, we need some cookies. Cookie Dow, we're getting cookies. Oh, cookie, wow, wow, we gonna eat some cookies. Cookie, meow. $68.32 million in market cap valuation. I wonder what would a 420 price bring us? It's about a 30x, right? What's 30 times 60, 30 times 7 is about 210 million, right? No, 2.1 billion. So it'd be pretty close to 2 billion. That's a nice psychological level of resistance. What about half that, right? If that was there, 30x is there. What's a 15x? That'd be $1 billion, right? And that would be right here. I mean, maybe we stop right at $2, you guys, because that's right above the 1414. It's a very possible target, $2. That'd be a 15x overall, and that would put us at about a $1 billion market cap. So that's actually a very attainable area. Psychological resistance, at $2 for one, but then also for the $1 billion market cap level. That's a big deal. And only looking at a 14x, sorry, that's not a 14x from the current price, it's a 14x from the overall move, compared to the last move, which was a 42x. That's still a 14x even from the, it's not from the current price, my bad. That is it's a 13.5x from the current price. 14x, 13.5x, whatever. That's almost a 15x to be completely fair from this price. Regardless of whatever the x is, it wouldn't be crazy at all to see this kind of growth, especially in aspects to the 42x that we just had. $1 billion is a nice psychological level of resistance. And if we were to go higher, maybe we do stop at $2 billion. That would put us right around 420. Could we go even higher than that? Could this thing run on this next move all the way up to 10 billion? Now we're talking about a moonshot, man. We're talking about a straight moonshot, right? Like to go to 10 billion, right? You'd have to see an over 100x move. And that's going to happen. I'm very confident in Cookie that it will see a 100x in time. Am I doing my math wrong? No, I'm doing my math right. Okay, cool. Ooh, I was like, were those hundreds of millions instead of billions? No. If we were to do 100x from here, that would be a $7 billion market cap. Okay, so 100x would be a $7 billion market cap. If we were to see a little bit more than 100x, right at the 2618 here, that might put us right at a $10 billion market cap. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we found resistance there. I would be deeply surprised if Cookie DAO ran and did 100x from this low. It could happen. It could happen. I have been a part of moves that have seen 14x's in a day and 100x's in a month. I've been a part of that before, man. It can happen. It definitely can happen, but it's not common. And to count on that is a bit psychotic. Just be happy if it happens. But the fact that we're even talking about it's a bit psychotic. To wrap this video up and make it as clean as possible for anybody that fails to understand what I'm saying, it's possible that we could drop to 6.3 to 8.3 cents, maybe right in the middle there. It's like 7.15 cents. Okay, maybe. And I'm still very open to that. But the higher we go, if we can get above 23 cents on a daily closing basis, I would be excited. I'd be actually really excited. And where we would likely stop if I had to bet on it to the upside, regardless if we go lower first or we go higher first, whatever happens, whenever it is time to see new all-time highs, I feel really good about that $2 level. If not, maybe $4.20, somewhere around there. Not because 420 is funny, but because it is psychological resistance in crypto for whatever reason and in the stock markets now. Elon Musk brought that up, I suppose. Now the whole world finds resistance at 420. Whether you like him or not, it's not political, guys. It's just true. Like if you could hate him and you could still attribute the 420 level as something that he's like brought to everybody, right? He did that with Tesla. He did that with Dogecoin. Anyways, I'm getting off on a whole different tangent here. All I'm trying to say is I would expect $2 to 420 to be the next target area when we go to the upside. And it's possible that we could go even higher than that as well. I've got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.